Welcome back to 27 Fox Place. We have two cabinets in the dining room that store all of our stationery and office supplies. And I have an assortment of organizers to contain and organize the supplies, but the current system we have isn't working as well as I would like, and most of the things that we use most often are difficult to access. The containers have lids to hide the contents, but the containers are awkward to move in and out of the cabinets, and nothing is clearly labeled, so I have to spend extra time searching for the things that I need. So I've been wanting to come up with a better solution that would make this space both functional and aesthetically pleasing. Because the cabinets have glass doors, the containers I use need to reflect the decor in the rest of the house. So when Cricut offered to sponsor today's video, I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to give this area the makeover that it needs. I'm starting with the product manuals because it's the biggest problem right now, and we have manuals scattered in different places and they need to be filed away, but the binders I use to store the manuals are overflowing with manuals for products that we no longer have or just don't need. I've been using a binder system to organize the product manuals for years, and it keeps all of the manuals in one place and it keeps them accessible, but I need a better way to organize the contents. I use sheet protectors to keep the manuals in the binder so that we can easily flip through and see what we have, and the sheet protectors that I started out with turned out to be too flimsy and the manuals kept falling out, so I've been gradually replacing them with a more sturdy sheet protector. And originally I had started adding adhesive tabs to some of the sheet protectors, but the tabs were hard to see and it was difficult to maintain as the manuals changed. But I found two types of clear insert that works well for this system, and I'll try to link everything that I use for this project in the description box. I have the manuals grouped into broad categories, and each binder holds a separate category, but the contents of the binders are disorganized, so I plan to break down the contents of each binder into smaller categories and then add dividers to make it easier to find what we need. I keep all of the product information just in case I need to reference something later, and I do reference many of these manuals on a regular basis, and I keep them because it's faster than looking up the information online, but I definitely have a lot that I can get rid of. One of the drawbacks to using binders is that the binders are bulky and they take up more space, but it's a great alternative to a filing cabinet, and I used to have the manuals in smaller binders with smaller categories, but I consolidated everything into larger binders to save space, and when I consolidated, that's when the contents really got disorganized. Because I'm using sheet protectors, I had to find extra wide divider tabs, and I've had this pack sitting in the cabinet, so I finally put it to good use. And I found a template online and printed out the table of contents for each of the binders, and now I can see exactly what's inside each binder and locate exactly what I'm looking for. But most of the binders had more categories, so I found these dividers with clear tabs to section the contents. And because the tabs are clear, I was able to customize the color of the tags. I had to break this project into smaller parts, so it took several weeks to complete, and once I went through all of the paper, it was time to go through all of the office supplies, and I decided to empty out the cabinet so that I could sort through everything. of course, once the cabinets were empty, I needed to clean out the inside of the cabinets before I could put everything back. So I vacuumed out all of the loose dirt and then wiped everything down with a damp microfiber cloth. The cabinets were all clean and empty, so the next step was to sort through and declutter all the supplies. I wasn't sure if I wanted to reuse any of the containers for the same purpose or if I could use them at all. So once I had the cabinets cleaned out, I needed to empty out all of the organizers so that I could see what I had to work with. I found these gray boxes at Target and I thought they would work in this space, but they turned out to be too cumbersome to get in and out of the cabinets, and because they were so tall, I couldn't lower the shelf to make room for the printer. So I knew I wanted to replace them and find something that would work better in this space. I love these clear organizers and knew that I wanted to reuse them, and most of the supplies in here are things that we don't need anymore and they're just taking up space. So I just needed to go through and declutter the things that we weren't using so I could restock them with the things we needed to keep.
I was on a plane to California. I had all the time I'd ever need. Did you even know I was looking for you? I think that I was hiding in between. How long, how long, how long did you wait for me? How long, how long, how long did you really need to figure it out? I got in a cab when I first got here. Take me to the only place I know. Listen to the people that I found here. If you ever see her, let me know. How long, how long, how long did you wait for me? Oh yeah. How long, how long, how long did you really need to figure? Was standing in the hall for 7 hours. Knew that I could make it if I ran. Then I saw you walking out the back door, hand in hand with another man. How long, how long, how long did you wait for me? Yeah. How long, how long, how long did you really need to figure it out? To figure it out.
I forgot all about the binders that I had stored in this box, and they contain information about projects that we no longer need, so I was able to declutter everything in the binders, and I just have to find a better place to put my cookbooks.
had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars.
We have an assortment of labels and supplies that we use in the printer, and I needed to find a way to store them. So I got rid of the bulky packaging, and I found these document cases on Amazon, and they're sturdy enough to prevent damage, and they're clear so it's easy to see what's inside them. And to make it easier to find things, I used binder clips to separate the supplies.
Fill my head with roses. I can't help but dream away, standing on a field with you and flowers everywhere. Maybe there is a star with your name. One thing I know is that there should be. There is no one who has a heart as pure, no, not like yours. Dreaming of you.
Once I had everything laid out and grouped together, it was easy to see what type of containers I would need, and once I found everything I needed, I could start putting everything back together. As you'll see, it took several attempts to figure out the best way to organize the supplies, and I tried a few different organizers before I finally found the right combination for this space. And my goal was to find organizers that complement the space and camouflage the office supplies, and create a functional and well-organized system. And I found just what I needed at the container store, and I picked up a few different options to try, and after a little trial and error, I was able to finally make that happen.
Reach everyone, there be no wars. Dreaming of you. Dreaming of you.
These clear containers can be hard to find, but they do have them in the container store. And I love that they're stackable so that they work well on a shelf, but they also work well filed into drawers. And even though I had to make several changes before I found the right combination, the results were well worth it.
When our eyes met, I never knew that I could feel this way, and it's kinda strange. Don't even know your name. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you.
These magazine baskets look like wicker, but they're made from a durable synthetic material, and they're the perfect size to hold some of the larger paper supplies.
Know you. You say that you're from out of town. I'm hoping that you stick around. Show me what it's like from the other side. Would you stay?
These baskets are the perfect size to hold file folders and the printer paper that I need for the printer, and because they're so much shorter than the boxes I had in here, I was able to lower the shelf, so now there's more room for the printer.
To know you. I know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I think I've waited all these years for you right here, but how will I ever know?
This drawer is long and shallow, so it's the perfect size to hold my laptop, and I also have a lap desk that I was able to get into this drawer.
Want to get to know you, just wanna get to know you. I know you, but I want to get to know you, just wanna get to know you. I know you, but I want to get to know you, just wanna get to know you. I know you, but I want to get to know you, just wanna get to.
Once I had all of my supplies organized and contained, it was time to open up my new Cricut Joy and make the labels I needed to finish this project. And I would like to thank Cricut for sponsoring today's video. The Cricut Joy is just what I needed for this project, and it came with everything I needed to get started. And the compact size of the Cricut Joy makes it portable and easy to store, so I can use it anywhere and I can store it away when I'm not using it. And there are so many materials and designs to choose from, and all I had to do to get started was connect to the Cricut Design Space. And there are pre-made projects with easy to follow instructions, but I chose to design my own labels. It only took a few minutes to create the labels that I needed for the baskets, and I found the shape and the font that I wanted to use, and then all I had to do was copy my design. I used smart writable paper to make the label for the bin clips, and I just loaded the material into the machine, and once the machine finished cutting out the label, I used a weeding tool to remove all the excess material. I'm so happy with the way these labels turned out. The craft paper material complements the basket's organic texture, and the black background of the bin clips provides a nice contrast that makes them easy to read. For this next project, I decided to use the smart writable vinyl and the Cricut Joy pen to make custom stickers. And I just removed the cutting tool and dropped the pen into place. And once the machine writes out the design with the pen, it will prompt you to insert the cutting tool so that it can finish cutting out the design. This little crafting machine is such a great organizing tool to have, and the Cricut Joy is now available at the Container Store, which of course makes perfect sense to have containers and labels all in one place. I created these stickers to seal the backs of envelopes, and it's going to be so convenient to have them around. Whenever we get home deliveries, I like to put the tip money in an envelope and tape it to the front door, and I usually just write a note on the envelope for the delivery person, but now all I need to do is grab a sticker and put it on the envelope. I used a smart vinyl for this last project, and now that my product manuals are so nicely organized, I wanted to give them a facelift. So I used a matte black vinyl to create labels for each of the different categories, and then I applied the transfer tape. transfer tape holds the cutout together until it can be applied, and I just reused the same cardstock that I had in the binders, and I turned them over so that I could put on the new labels. I am so happy with the way this project turned out. The containers look great and hide all the supplies, but they function so much better, and the bins easily slide in and out, and I can just reach in and grab what I need. Before, I had this chest filled with supplies that were hard to access, and now I have all my old label makers and the supplies all together in one place, and I can take the whole thing with me where I need it. Thanks again to Cricut for sponsoring today's video, and I'm going to leave you today with the before and afters, and I hope this video gave you some motivation to organize a space in your home. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button before you leave today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.